Yeah, yeah. Are we recording? Yeah.
Hello, makeovers.
Hey.
Hey, Bob.
How are you guys? Can you guys actually introduce yourselves for the Durban public and for the public at large on the internet? I'm Andreas, and I play guitar and sing.
I'm Martinique, and I play drums and sing.
I think most people watching the video would have picked up what you guys did
Yeah.
already.
Forgot this video.
So you guys are a couple.
Yeah.
Have been for a number of years. How long? has it
13
been?
years?
13. Yeah, we
Yeah.
just celebrated our 13th
How when?
anniversary. 22nd of January.
January. Yeah.
Damn, a month and 1 day before my birthday. So
Oh,
I'll
cool.
always remember that.
Always.
That's cool. Like, what's it like, touring with your partner? I mean, that's pretty crazy. Like, to be in a band, a two-piece, nonetheless. Like, there aren't many bands in the world like that. What's it like?
It's. I think it's better for us. Maybe it's not something that would work for everyone.
I guess
but
logistically, it's
for us it works.
because I mean, obviously the issues that most people would have is spending so much time with someone they would grate you a little bit.
I get it. I see it differently. We really love each other, and we want to spend
Yeah,
as
and
much
do this
time
as much as we
possible.
can.
Yeah.
Travel and be together and
travel.
do it, So it's
Yeah, and speaking of
perfect for
traveling,
us.
you guys have done America 3 times now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that happen? How did you guys because you're a relatively unknown band from South Africa.
A record label from Chicago invited us over to play a festival, and that kind of got everything rolling.
In
So we went the first year. That was
2013.
2013.
12.
12?
13. We've done 3 times.
Okay,
last
so it's
year, the year before, and the year
2013.
before that.
Hozak Records from Chicago invited us over to play Blackout Fest, and it went really well. And we kind of decided to do some more shows whilst we were there. And I think we ended up doing Detroit and New York and
It was just
maybe
Detroit.
1 or 2 other
Yeah.
cities, and decided the next year to do it again and get
So-
more dates and more venues. And
And
You
then
guys
this last
received well
time-
there, like,
yeah, the last
obviously.
time we went, it went really well. I mean,
Is it profitable? Because I mean, obviously going there is
Yeah,
quite
I mean,
expensive. Like,
on your first tour, you can't expect to. I mean, if you break even on your first tour,
You're
you're
doing
doing
well.
well.
almost all
um,
tours work. First tour, you lose money.
Yeah.
Second
People don't
tour,
know
you
who you
break
are.
even. Third tour, you start
and
making
you find
money.
that's with international and around the country because it took you guys quite a long time to get to Durban. I
Yeah,
mean,
Durban was
Yeah.
one of the kind of places we always wanted to do and just never ended up doing. I don't know.
Was it a
why.
lack of interest from people here, or
I think
No.
our problem is we used to go out and do, like, for example, Cape Town. We did the first time we went, we did 28 shows in 30 days, and
Yes.
I mean, there's not a lot of cities that can give you 28 shows.
No, like I mean, in
Pretoria
Durban we can
can't.
give you like 3.
I think that was one of the big reasons, just to make it
And
Financially
also-
viable.
worthwhile to
Yeah.
come over.
No, I mean, 'cause
Also,
And
had
I
to do
think we
with,
didn't know, what was happening in Durban at that stage. I think.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely changed over the last couple of years. Like, the rock and roll vibe, and especially the
Yeah.
two-piece vibe is quite big here at the moment.
Yeah.
So, you guys have been doing this for, a couple of years, but it's almost like perfectly on trend for our
Yeah.
scene at the moment, which is really cool. I was going to ask you guys. Okay, so one of the things was I noticed you didn't come in with a pedal board, which is a first. You carry all your pedals with you in a backpack. What's the reason?
Well,
He's a cheapskate.
I guess a pedal board would make it really quick to set up and down, but when you're traveling and you have to actually fly, taking a pedal board and a guitar becomes really problematic. You can usually take one big item, but pedals, I can put them all in a backpack and kind of travel wherever. So it's all about space.
Okay, cool. And then how many releases do you guys have now? It's 8, right? You're on
8, and we're working on the 9th now for a label
in 4
in
years.
Columbus. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you
We
guys
live
do
in
We
that?
live in
Pretoria.
Pretoria, man.
So there's nothing else to do. You just make music. It's
What am I
like,
gonna do, hang
like
out
if
at
people in
Luxembourg?
Durban think like this is a sleepy city, like they should definitely go move
Yeah,
to
there's
Pretoria.
not too much happening. I guess.
Well, yeah. Like what's it like being in Pretoria at the moment in 2016? I mean,
We've spent very little time in Pretoria, so I'm kind of out of touch. I can't really
Is
say
it?
at this point. I don't know. There's some interesting bands coming up, I think. Still waiting for some venues to open up, but
yeah,
It's
that's
getting-
that's the struggle with small
Yeah.
towns. I mean, we have that struggle.
Yeah.
Like you guys, I know Pretoria's got like 2 or 3. We were like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
It's a really difficult thing to actually handle. What do you guys do besides playing music? I know because you guys handle all the design work for yourselves and you
s-
make toys
Does the
and
design.
like.
as far as the band goes, Martinique does all our management, all the really important stuff that you only realize you need later on. Martinique does all that stuff, and I do a lot of the creative stuff like album covers and
But
And I
outside of the
actually have
band,
a job.
outside
I
of
think
the
he's asking,
band.
like, do we
Yeah,
work?
do you-
do we
do you-
make money? Or
do you
we
do you
just-
make money?
Yes,
I mean,
I teach. I'm
Oh.
a lecturer.
Awesome. That's
at,
right.
the TUT, Film and Video Multimedia students in 2nd and 3rd years.
Oh, that's very
So
cool.
That helps a lot. Just to
And
I've
income.
had a bunch of jobs.
Man of many
I've worked for
trades.
the art department and also for the TUT for a bit. But at the moment, I had my first art exhibition in Cape Town the other day, and it went really well. So
yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
saw
try and do that.
Yeah, I saw that online. And then last question: how do you guys decide what to play? Because you've got like a catalog of now nearly 9 albums. Like,
I think
How-
we counted it's over 100 songs now.
was
so how do you
114.
decide like what to bring to an audience? And do audiences ever like get confused? Like, do people come to your shows because they know your music, or do they just come and listen and just rock the fuck out
I guess
regardless
it
of what you
depends
play?
where.
It's happened now that we used to end on Will It Ever Grow Back and celebrate the harvest, and now people want us to play it, but we don't play it anymore. So it
People
feels
are
like
usually about a year
3
late.
years after we've decided not to play a song, people want us to play that song, and we're like, well, we're now here.
You're doing other things
And then
now.
when we've stopped with that, 3 years later, I know people are going to be like, oh, why don't you play that now anymore?
But I think the set we're playing now has some songs from each album, just about, maybe
Think so.
2 or 3 songs from each album.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
I don't know.
Well, thank you very much. We'll see the next 2 songs, and then
Cool.
we'll see you tomorrow night at the Winston.
Thanks for having us. Well,
Absolute pleasure.
what are you going to play? The other two. We're awkward.
Thank
Did you get that one?